Alright, timestamp. It is June 28th, 2026. It's almost 6 a.m. I start recording and Scrappy jumps to his feet. My God. You just went out like half an hour ago, sir. They're gaming me. I know it. Oh, I've been up an hour and change. Slept pretty hard. I'm sure the garage sale did that. Probably about 10 hours, which for me is quite a bit. Haven't even got my coffee yet. Now, what are we feeling? Yeah, sure. And I'm honestly not even sure I added water to this because we're doing the ghetto because the coffee maker's being a joik. I'm not sure what I'm getting myself into here. I'm sure it's a good coffee. I just don't know how thin it's going to be. Before I went to bed, though, did massive amounts of food prep. The poppy seed dressing that I was going to use that was older, bad idea. But I had some sesame seed dressing that was still okay. So I cut 5 pounds of chicken. And I've got, oh dear God. Took some stir-fry veg and some of the rice that I had from the other day. Plus 3/5 of the chicken. It's sitting in a bag thinking about it. Oh dear God. It doesn't look too thin. You know, sometimes if you do coffee, like you run a second batch through the same, grounds, it's still coffee, but it's like really weak. I'm not sure if that's what I'm getting myself into here or not. The other 2/5 of the chicken is in, I think it's Cattleman brand. It's like a golden barbecue sauce. I picked it up at Ollie's a while back, and it was getting close to date, so I'm like, yeah, let's do that. I'll probably chop up some potatoes and do like the shake and bake thing with that. Now my heart starts pounding. I'm gonna grab a baby aspirin. But you only take one, you don't take 5. I'm pretty sure the orange guy is lying about that one, though. Trying to cover for whatever else is going on. How about that? Because there's something else going on there. There's a lot of something else going on there. It's interesting that he's talking about under the ballroom, the bunker is going to have a medical clinic of some sort. That's almost confessional to me. Like he knows he has health issues. He's trying to make sure he has his own survival bubble. Speaking of, apparently, I just catching up on the news, and Michael Fanone was one of the cops who was nearly killed on Jan 6. Interesting guy. Apparently there's a flu outbreak on Lackland Air Force Base. It's got like 160 trainees in the infirmary right now. One died, influenza, because Hegseth decided that the flu vaccine like many other vaccines, should be voluntary, not mandatory anymore. Brought to you by the same people that killed way more people than needed to die during COVID. Because it's a hoax and masks are an infringement on your freedom. Okay. I'm a little jaded on that one. I've had COVID 4 times. I'm sure that's probably adding to my lung issues. I don't see how it couldn't. I'm sure I've got some scar tissue in there from COVID. I know 4 people that died. 2 were co-workers, 2 were family members of a very good friend of mine. Yeah, not a hoax. Really happened, really killed people. And it didn't need to kill as many people as it did. It was going to kill some people. That's not me being like callous and dismissive about death. If you know me, you know that's not who I am. But it's a pandemic. People will die. The object of the game is to keep that number really low. And you do that by making scientific, smart choices, which the orange guy blew off. But hey, bleach, you know. Let the grown-ups talk. But yeah. And if you've ever taken the oath, you know that. Here's the thing. Joining military service, you don't own your body anymore. Essentially, while you're in, you don't own your body. You can get in trouble for getting like tattoos and whatnot because you're defacing government property. I know that may sound crazy, but look it up. You can actually get in trouble. So the idea of them mandating, saying that you must get a flu shot, yeah, they can. Saying that it's an infringement on your rights, this is going to sound awful, but you kind of don't have a lot of your rights when you join the military. You sacrifice those while you're in for service. You're kind of waiving a lot of your personal rights. It's just the truth. I'm going to brave the coffee now. Doing the large face Tasmanian Devil, because that's about where I feel right now. A little thin, but not bad. That should be the last bit, though. We'll redo it. It doesn't blend well with the baby aspirin. That I can tell you. And it also doesn't work when you try and breathe in those last little particles of the baby aspirin that are still in your mouth. They're better swallowed than breathed. Exactly. Thank you, Zai. Like inhaling a couple of larger than dust particles. It's a good feeling. I like it. It's bracing. Yeah, so garage sale we did $64. Kind of wanted more than that. Actually, forget the kind of. I wanted more than that. Not a great situation. I got some people negotiating with me on some stuff on eBay. We're starting to get into a little bit of a cash crunch. Got a couple of big ticket items on the Bay of E that are being watched. And if one of them goes, I'm great for a minute. I've got a couple of like $1,500 items up right now that are starting to accumulate watchers. I was hoping that because Saturday is usually the best day, today's Sunday now, I was hoping that they would sell, even while I was doing the garage sale, but they did not. Is what it is. Still hate that phrase. I respect it, I get it, but health-wise, I feel okay. That I slept probably 10 hours. That felt really good. But yeah, I chopped the chicken. Oh, I made a Progresso soup too. One of the should have been used 2 years ago cans, and it was magnificent. It's the garden vegetable, kind of a basic tomato-y base vegetable soup. Kind of a minestrone without the pasta. So, added 2 cans worth of water, a couple cubes of beef bouillon, a couple carrots, a couple celery chopped, of course, half a white onion, and I fried up one of the tubes of the ground turkey, the little 1 pound round tubes. And I used half of that. The other half is in the fridge that can be added to a meal later on this week. So kind of had some like ground beef, made like a vegetable beef soup. And I had 2 very large bowls. There's still 4 bowls or so worth in there. And it was really good. Added some garden herb and some other spicy stuff, And I guarantee my mom would have been like, "This is really good. What is this?" Oh, I got away with 6. 4 before she called me on it. That's definitely a bonus round kind of thing, man. From a boss fight standpoint, yeah. I rock. You're okay, buddy. Not sure. My scrappy acorn. I don't know. Today, Sunday, Pix is going to be on her phone call with her mom. Her mom has been kind of sick lately, which has us all very concerned. We started out with 3 parents. One's gone, one's in assisted living. I'm waiting for them to call me and say that he has to go into hospice. I just have a hunch it's a phone call I'll get soon. So far, Pix's mom has been spry, rebelliously so, which, great. Fantastic, but she's overdoing it. She set herself up. She's in Arkansas. She's got like a little, not really a farm, but kind of like a small 1-person farm kind of thing going on, side of a mountain. And she's in her late 70s. Tough as nails. I mean, she's one of the ants from Practical Magic. Just like almost literally. She's Diane Weist's character, late 70s. Push her. See what happens. You know what I mean? That kind of... I love her to pieces. But she's in her late 70s. We have to face certain realities. So she's trying to overdo it a lot, you know. And we worry because running out of people, you know. And we like her, and she's never accused us of stealing from her. That makes it kind of cool. No, seriously, seriously, but yeah, no, she took a chance on me 30 years ago when she didn't have to. I was about to lose my apartment. My friend who recently died was my roommate, actually, and he was getting, he was moving in with a different group of friends that needed somebody, and I could not afford the apartment that I had on my own. Could not. I was doing okay, but I wasn't doing that good. And I was coming down to the wire. I had like 2 days left, and I was scrambling, didn't have the cash to cover the rent. Eviction was going to happen. You know, apartment full of furniture, stuff, and I had been dating Pix probably about 3 months. And Pix is like, 'cause I told her what was going on. I'm like, I'm so screwed. I got nowhere to go. I got nothing. I don't know that I have even the cash to put together, you know, a first and last on a new place, because I was just kind of month to month. So I had almost enough for 1 month rent, not 2 months. You know what I mean? And she was like, "Let me call my mom." And I'm like, you know, all the good that'll do, you know, is the thought in my head. And she calls her mom, and she's like, she wants to talk to you. And I was like, okay, you know, I'm thinking, great, I'm going to get chewed out, you know. And we talked for like 20 seconds, and she's like, I need you to move in here. And I'm like, okay. I think I had met her. I don't think I'd met her yet, actually. I don't think I had. Because I remember saying something like, "You don't know me." And she's like, "You're right." I'm like, "You know what I'm doing with your daughter, right?" And she's like, "I'm well aware. I know how she got here, so I know how all that works." I said, "Okay. Got that out of the way. That's nice. Why are you doing this?" And she's like, "I don't know. Got a good feeling about you. And you make my daughter happy. And I haven't seen her happy in a long time. So why don't you move in here? I have a 3-bedroom house. It's just me, my cat, and my dog. I have room. You know, you can share a room with Kelly. I understand what's taking place. Just, you know, be respectful. Don't necessarily, you know, not on the couch in the living room kind of thing, you know." And I was like, "I don't know why you're doing this, because I'm an unknown to you." She's like, "But you're not. You're not an unknown to me." It's like, okay, I've got 2 days to move. It's going to be sloppy. And she's like, cool. You know where you're coming. Just get the stuff in your car and do multiple trips, whatever you have to do, but get your stuff here. Now, I left some stuff behind, but I moved in with the woman that was going to become my mother-in-law because she took a chance on me. She didn't have to. So, yeah. I don't forget stuff like that. could have been trying to live in a hatchback with my cat. I had a couple cats at that point. Yeah, at that point I had Pyrite. It was a fluffy Turkish Angora, and she was all Bette Midler would have played that cat. Or Zsa Zsa Gabor if you want to go old school. She was beautiful, darling. And Onyx, a little 6-pound black cat who was very mischievous, very smart, and definitely a buddy. She was cool. Little thing. Always looked like she was almost a cat. Like, still quite a kitten, but she was full grown. Little 6-pound black cat, very sleek. Onyx. She literally adopted me. Yep. I'll go into that one day. Maybe I already did at one point. I don't know. Yeah, I would have been living out of a Ford Escort with my 2 cats. That's tricky. I know it's been done. I know it's being done a lot right now. I know a lot of people are living out of their vehicles. But that Ford Escort was not a van conversion. No. No, it was not. That would have been bad. I have slept in my car before. Not really living in my car, but kind of. I've been not to that degree. But it's a rather insecure feeling. And I know people that have done it professionally. My friend Foxy that I've mentioned before, that was a manager where I worked, where I was a manager as well. He lived out of his car for a while. Made it work. It was one of the 24-hour gyms across the street that he could go take showers at. Laundromat right there. Your bills go pretty, your paycheck goes pretty far. But I don't think I'd want to live that way. I mean, I could do the RV thing, probably, but not long term. It would make me nuts. Yeah, I don't think I could. If I was doing like a roaming vacation, I could do it. Because that's actually one thing that I'd love to do is probably do it with like an RV, but travel the U.S. and go to some of the different like notorious haunted locations. Because I'm that kind of nut job. I'd want to be able to take my cat and my dog and all that, so I could do that with an RV. Take my Scrappy, take my Hex, and Janus. He's pretty much decided that I am his, so. Go see the world. Or continental U.S. at least. That's another thing I was thinking about, like travel and whatnot. I don't know how emphysema and... because I've got reduced lung function. That's part of it. I don't know how that works with, like, flying. You know what I mean? If, like, the pressure issues cause issues. I don't know. Hadn't really thought about it until, actually, earlier yesterday I was thinking about, somebody mentioned something about going to Italy. And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. And I was like, getting on a plane. Ooh, I wonder if that's more complicated now. I don't know. That's an interesting question. I'm going to have to look into that. I don't know. I'm not sure what the science is on that. But Sunday, I'm going to be working at probably half pace, because Sunday is kind of a chill day typically around here. But I will most likely be doing some eBay. I'm going to work some more in the garage. I got a food prep, which is great. I'm going to be making probably the Asian sesame chicken. Probably going to do that. The barbecue can sit there and really think about it for a while. But the other, I'm going to do that like as a bake, I think. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best way to do that. Do it almost like not really a casserole, but kind of. Yeah. Yeah. I should go through the pots and pans and disseminate that. We found a small trove of like 4 or 5 banker boxes around the house, which is great. That'll allow me to get some more books out, get some more shelves clear on the brown shelves out there. Crossing things off my list. Work your list. Work your list. Work your list. Yeah, it's not bad now that the aspirin taste is gone. And it's not thin, but it's right at that line of gonna start getting thin, so I think you're it, buddy. I'm feeling an optimistic manicness, so we'll do some large face Taz today. This is the part of the large face collection is Gibson. Yes, Gibson from 2000. They did Taz, Sylvester, Bugs, and Tweety. And they're all kind of multicolor, big handle. It's a 15, 20 ounce mug. Different color schemes, you know. You alright there? You good? Okay. Don't make eye contact. But yeah, no, I've got like 2 or 3 of the set at this point. Of course I do. You gonna be okay there? I made eye contact. What was I thinking? Should have known better. Oh. Okay, I'm wearing my Crocs. Can you guys stop stomping on my feet? It'd be swell. Come on. Tanner, come on. Lunch. Kids. I'm going to empty the pot and then I'll start prepping for the next. Got a bunch of the screens. What do they call them now? I'm used to calling them slideshows. Screens for my computer. Got a lot of them that are pinballs and classic video games and stuff. Stuff that I would like to acquire at some point. That one's a game called Crossbow. A very unusual game. I expect it's probably... I saw one on eBay sell for like a little bit over $6,000. Because your joystick is an actual, not like a working crossbow, but it's an actual crossbow you know, prop. Um, there's probably somebody out there that's made a, like, kit for it, but you're almost going to have to find original parts to really, or an original machine, and I think that would be a little bit complicated. I was never necessarily a pro at the game or anything. I was good, but not like, I flipped it. I know a guy that did, but interesting game because you're essentially providing cover fire for a character that is crossing from left, slowly walking across the screen, like through a town or through a canyon or through a jungle, and different things are trying to hurt the character. They're not trying to hurt you, they're trying to hurt the character, and you're basically providing cover fire and taking out the threats. It's an interesting game just from a concept standpoint. You know what I mean? Not your typical, like, early 80s game. It's usually you versus something. And this is you protecting something from everything else. It's by Exidy, I think. Exidy. Yeah. I'm not sure what else they made. That's, like, not a name I'm used to hearing. Crossbow. Just from a novelty standpoint, it'd be cool. Just like Paperboy. Paperboy is one of a kind cabinet. I mean, you literally have bicycle handlebars as your joystick with buttons on them. And you are a paperboy. Crazy, right? Delivering papers, you get extra points for, like, breaking windows and stuff. It's a thing. It's a thing. You're an efficient paperboy. If you're getting a good score, you're efficient in that you're definitely delivering newspapers. But I remember there was, like, one house where you could, like, throw newspapers through, like, 6 or 8 windows in the same house. So the efficiency thing, they're getting, like, if you're doing a good job, they're getting like 8 copies of the newspaper. So they're getting their newspaper. But from a back billing standpoint, damages, I think that kid's going to get fired. There's going to be some complaint phone calls, just saying. But that's the object of the game, is to deliver newspapers and don't get hit by cars and cause as much destruction as you possibly can. And to a degree, I'm actually surprised the video game was, like, allowed, just because I can only imagine the Tipper Gores of it all getting a hold of that. You're encouraging children to break windows of houses, But again, from a, like, purchasing, acquiring the cabinet on that thing, that's a hard one to fake. You kind of need, again, there's probably a company out there, there might be, I shouldn't say probably, there might be a company out there that actually, like, makes the handlebars or whatnot, but it's just such an unusual, one-of-a-kind game that, I don't know. And that's another one that I was okay at. It'd be fun to try and get really good at it, which, having one would do that. But this is, a future where I've got a little bit more disposable income and I can reward myself a couple times a year, maybe with a new video game or pinball. It's kind of the goal. It's what I want to be able to do. I gotta get through this first. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to have my kefir. I may have some more soup. It turned out really good. And I know Tiny's not going to be interested in soup. Tiny does not really do soup. And it's thick, but still, not so much. definitely have stuff I can eBay. Probably got 200, 300, 500 things that I could list. Each item takes time, though, is the thing. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as a 1-minute listing. It always takes at least 10 minutes, basically, per listing. And that's if you're, like, on a roll. Yeah, I hear you. There you go. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I'm going to get to work. But in a casual pace sort of way. We got this, right? Yeah. He's got this. Alright. So, hug your parents. Hug your kids. Work your brick. Let the dog in when they start barking. You know. Eventually. Make them suffer a little bit. Kidding, I would do that. Well, I am kind of doing that, but you get it. He'll be okay. And make it a great day.